And why were we giving him a free pass? He didn't deserve it. So we're out here now, and we have to shut it down now. We can't make any more excuses. We can't make more excuses for our government. We can't make any more excuses for the president, no matter what party that president comes from. The Democrats and the Republicans are the war party. And we have to get that through our head. They're the war party. So we need you back here after the march to surround that White House and say, we're not for your crappy health care bill, but you have to bring the troops home now. We need the money for education and for jobs and for health care, not for these wars of empire. And it's great to see everybody. These are people that are camping with me across the street from the White House. And some of them. And it's great to be here on a Saturday. And it's great to see everybody. It's great to feel energy. But we're not going to change real problems by marching on a Saturday and shaking our fist at empty buildings and going, you stupid buildings! If you don't change your ways, we're going to march by you again next year. No! We have to do what Mario Savio said back in the 60s. Before I'm going to close with that. Be here at 4 to help us surround the White House. Be here at 3:30. Come out to camp at 8 because the Popo's trying to shut down our camp. So be out there at 8. We need everybody there. The camp is on 1600 Constitution. We're on Constitution and they're trying to take away our constitutional rights. That's bullshit. And it's not about the Democrat, it's not about the Republicans. It's not about partisan politics, it's about the machine. And Mario Savio said, there comes a time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. You've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the levers and upon the wheels, upon all the apparatus, and you have to make it stop. We have to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from running at all. Thank you.
Juan Jose Gutierrez with Latinos USA.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Answer, for allowing us to say a few words. We're here all the way from Los Angeles, California. I have Raúl Murillo and Angelina Corona from Hermandad Mexicana Nacional with me. We're all part of the Full Rights for Immigrants Coalition, of which Answer is also a proud and founding member. Now, we just have a very brief message for you. We're here to say that as immigrants, we are an integral part of the working men and women that create wealth in this country. We are here also to say that we are all on the same boat. The struggle to end the war is the same struggle to win full rights or comprehensive immigration reform, if you will, for the millions of people that today constitute an army of of modern day slaves, and we intend to bring an end to it as soon as possible. Therefore, we're here to say that we will remain with this movement until the war is ended and the troops are brought home. And we're here to tell you that tomorrow we will echo the struggle against the war and to bring the troops home at the historic rally that will take place here in our nation's capital to win once and for all comprehensive immigration so that we can create the jobs, the equality, and the full rights for all that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights promise to every child ever been born in this nation, and for which thousands of Americans already gave up their lives and their blood so that we can have the 14th Constitutional Amendment that guarantees a still to be achieved equality for all. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow.
Deborah Sweet, the National Coordinator of World Can't Wait.
We all know why we're here. It is to stop 7 years of a completely illegitimate occupation of Iraq and to protest the offensive our new President Obama is waging in Afghanistan. Torture and aggressive preemptive war are war crimes. But just one moment, straight up, don't look to the White House to solve this. Don't look to Congress to solve it. The solution to this terrible direction of this society is right here, beginning right here today. We have the responsibility. If our friends tell us, well, I don't know, I think Obama is ending the war in Iraq, I believe the hype, we have the responsibility to say no. 17 permanent U.S. bases in Iraq. This is a permanent occupation. Get your butt out in the streets and protest. If our friends say to us, well, I don't know, I thought torture was wrong under Bush, but now Dick Cheney is making an argument for maybe we need to torture, maybe it'll keep us safer. You tell your friends, hell no, torture for any reason is wrong, it's against the interests of humanity, and we will not allow it to be carried out in our name. If your friends say to you, well, I would have objected if drones were dropped on Pakistan by George Bush, but I'm kind of into it with Barack Obama. Maybe he has a point. Maybe we should make war on Yemen and Iran and Somalia and continue the occupation in Iraq and Afghanistan. What are you going to tell your friends? Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Get your butt out in the street and protest. And most especially, if your friends say, I wouldn't have signed up for the U.S. military with George Bush, but I don't know, I'm kind of into fighting for Barack Obama. What are you going to tell them? No! Bring the We Are Not Your Soldiers tour. Iraq vets and Afghanistan vets into high school classrooms. WeAreNotYourSoldiers.org. And the world still can't wait.
War struggle. Please welcome Medea Benjamin, co-page.
These are killing machines, killing hundreds of people in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq. And guess who's paying for them? You are. How do you feel about that? That's why today we're saying U.S. out of Iraq, U.S. out of Afghanistan, and U.S. out of Pakistan.
There's a company that makes these killer drones, and one of them is Northrop Grumman, and guess what? The city of D.C. is about to give $25 million of our taxpayer money to bring Northrop Grumman's headquarters to Washington, D.C. Do you think that's a good use of our money? Would you rather see the money go for jobs and health care and things we need? Okay, so we're going to ask you to help us today. Get out your cell phone and put this very simple number in and make one simple call.
you someone who's a courageous person. She broke the story about Abu Ghraib. She's out of the military, Colonel Ann Wright.
7 years ago, I resigned from the U.S. government in opposition to Iraq. 7 years I've been with you all, trying to stop the Bush regime, to try to stop now the Obama regime from all of these endless wars. I have with me on the stage 3 people who have suffered greatly because their children have been killed in these wars. One whose son, John, was killed in Afghanistan. Drugs and Death at Bagram is a new documentary about the costs of war, the costs that we as veterans know about, the costs of suicides by drugs. We have Gloria, whose daughter Bianca was killed in a U.S. military base in the United States, and 2 years later we still don't know who stabbed her to death. The costs of war, the costs of stress among the military. Olivia, whose daughter Ashley was killed in Kuwait. You don't think about that as the war zone, but it is the war zone. The cost to our families, the cost that you see of those tombstones that are down on the mall right now that reflect the numbers, the thousands of Americans killed, the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Afghans and Iraqis. It's up to us to stop this. You all are the committed, the courageous, the conscientious people that are holding the foundation of what we want our country to be like. We don't want wars and endless wars. We want peace. And right over at that White House, we keep putting pressure on this new president. It's up to us. You are the ones that can make that difference. Thank you.
Nadar.
Ago, an outlaw presidency and vice presidency invaded Iraq on a platform of lies, deceptions, cover-ups. They violated our Constitution, international laws, federal statutes in so doing. And as Ted Koppel of ABC wrote in the New York Times, forget about the reasons for invading Iraq. This was a war for oil. This is a war for controlling oil. George Bush and Dick Cheney are still at large. They are fugitives from justice. They have to be brought to justice.